Hey, this is Sleepyhead Outdoors. Glad you could join me. Today I'm going to take a few short excursions on the Mason-Dixon trail. Just kind of hit the highlights. Nothing major, just nice little walks. Because this trail is mostly on roads through Maryland and PA. We are in southern York County along the Susquehanna River. And I think it's neat that I grew up within 2 miles of the Mason-Dixon trail. I've driven a number of it, but not really got out and walked. Our first episode will be along Otter Creek. Okay, the purpose of this particular walk is to get down to Otter Creek. So down we go. Alright, time of year is July, so not a ton of water in the creek right now. Alright, slight problem here, but we'll deal with it and cross the bridge. And now some wide open, easy path. Well, there's not too many trails where you get a concrete barrier to keep you like on the trail. Now we're going up. Now we're on a brisk uphill walk, hopefully to Urey Lookout. Alright, I'm concluding hike number 1. Right here at the power line swath. Didn't know if I was going to make it to the Urey Lookout or not, because I'm not sure, I don't have a map. So this is just a nice 3-mile round trip back and forth along the creek. Hike number 1. Alright, for hike number 2, we're at Lock 12 and sharing the Conestoga Trail right here. I've been here before. We're just going to go for a little jaunt. Alright, this area is known as Lock 12 and the Mason-Dixon just goes right beside it and into the woods. Alright, I'm going to take this little bridge and then go left. So the Mason-Dixon Trail is just going to be hugging here along the Susquehanna River. Apparently an unmarked side trail brings me to the foundation of some kind of house here along the river. Maybe it's another lock, I don't know. Well, without any maps, the Mason-Dixon Trail is kind of hard to figure out what's what. I'm just coming down here by the river to get a view of the dam. There's a lot of side trails that come down to the river. And today the river is totally flooded. So can't even get down by the river. But this is the Susquehanna River on the York County side. And I'm guessing that's Mill Creek Falls. And the creek comes up to there. It only falls around. Maybe, just maybe, that's Mill Creek Falls. I do not know. Nothing's marked, so I'm under the bridge of a road. I'm going to guess that this is Mill Creek Falls. You have to cross the road and just start going up the hill. And we've got some lovely scenery. I think it's safe to say this is Mill Creek Falls. This Mill Creek section is unbelievable. Just met somebody and they told me that this is in fact Mill Creek. Another thing that surprised me is the rhododendron. I don't see many rhododendron in York County. Beautiful trail. Now we enter a phase of a steep climb up to the top where supposedly there's an overlook. After a big pile of switchbacks, what you needed, up on top. And I'm puffing. Now there's a crafty idea, but I'm not so sure what good it does up here, but it's cool nonetheless. Well folks, this is as far as I go. I walked across the ridge a little bit. There's an obscure overlook of the river, but it's really buried. Walked on the ridge for a little while. I'm just going to turn around and go back, but hey, just going up Mill Creek is so much worth it. Best thing I've seen on the Mason-Dixon. I don't know how well that's taping, but this is a holly tree in the middle of the forest. Pretty cool. I'm on my way back down. Alright, so where I screwed up in hike 1 is I went the wrong direction out of the campground, so it probably was not even along Otter Creek, but it was still pretty hike, and I have included it in the collection of hikes. This is the one up to Urey Overlook. Plan to do the whole thing, so let's go ahead. Now we should be along Otter Creek. Okay, so thus far the trail has left the road, just going uphill, and it stayed far from the creek, so it's not a whole lot to see so far, but we're going uphill. Alright, this is a little sad. That's something I often come across on hiking trails. Hope it's not like flood debris, but then again, I wish it wasn't somebody's garbage either. Very buggy, if you can tell. So far, my biggest regret on this one is I'm so high up off the creek that I can't really get down near any of the cascades. So it's more like a forest walk with really nice sounds on the side, but very little creek. And for perhaps one of the problems with getting close to the water is just debris that gets flooded down through this little hollow. So here's a big blowdown in front of me, but it's not on the trail. We go around it. Here's a very impressive bend in the creek. It's a very pretty section long, and it's got tons of wineberries. So now I'm getting full. Now for the onslaught, we're going up to the overlook. Climbing. One thing I definitely am getting out here on this part of the trail is I really feel like I'm isolated. I'm in deep woods. It's really nice walk in the woods back here. You can always tell when you're getting near the top, the forest opens up. Should be almost there. Yeah. There's the bad thing, the spotted lantern fly. There she goes. Well, I don't know if it's a she.
I don't even know what life stage that's considered. I just know the adults look like.
All right, I have arrived at Urey Overlook. I have some very friendly people with me up here that were helping me catch that spotted lantern fly. So this is what I kind of hiked up to. Can you imagine what this would look like when it's fall? It would be really pretty. But right now, it's hazy. But we take what we can get. Now it's on the way back. Eat some more wineberries and find another trail. All right, my last trek, number 4, should take me through some rhododendron along Oakland Run. By the way, to find this hike, you have to go past the dam. There is a little parking area on the right, but the blazes aren't very good until you find the trail junction. Now here's something you don't get to see often while hiking, but there is in York County. I had some growing up near my place, bamboo, and some profusion of it. Cool. Nothing necessarily pretty about it, we just hugged the river. Certainly a part of York County I do not know. There's a rhododendron tunnel right here along the Susquehanna River. I mean, the river's right beside me. And rhododendron tunnels. All right, the trail is turned and now we're going up Oakland Run. Gorgeous spot down here along Oakland Run. Mason-Dixon Trail has some gems if you find them. Not a ton, man, all the bugs. Not a ton to be seen here, but water to be seen. But man, is this impressive with the rocks and stuff down here in this gorge. You can just tell how buggy it is down here. They don't stop. And I've decided to make this my turnaround spot. You can go on, but it looks like it's going to get a little thicker stuff to have to hike into. The rhododendron's starting to dissipate, so you can go as far as you want. That's the freedom of hiking anytime, really, but when you're just going in and out, you can just stop and go. So, highly recommended. Hike number 4, Oakland Run. Hope you enjoyed. I guess I also told a lie, because I did move on. Glad I did. There's a beautiful swimming hole and a beautiful bug right in front of the lens. Can't control those though. Nothing I can do. Say hi, say goodbye. Beautiful. I don't really know who owns this. Maybe it's a sleepyhead cave, I don't know, but that's pretty cool. A great place right above the water. So now I am going up a few more feet. So let's see where else it goes. I like the rocks and the rhodos and the bug. And so, like a fallen log, I feel like falling down. I'm done for the day. Probably did about 12 miles, all in day hikes, heading back. So this is the end of the Mason-Dixon adventure for the whatever. I hope you enjoyed, and I really strongly recommend you at least try one of these hikes. All right, happy trails. God bless.